5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What is up, everybody? TRV 115. How is everybody doing? We are in the flames tonight, and that could be so many things right now. So, what's up, brother? How you doing? Glad to see you back.
It's hot as F. That's why I put flames in there. It's like, that's why my audio is going to be jacked, because all you can hear in this place is the AC roaring.
It's swamp ass over here in Alabama. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. This is really killing me.
It's pretty bad
today. Yeah, I come out of work today and I said, "The hell with the heat. There's the fall in the wintertime. I'm done already. Right? Done."
Yeah, and it's the bad thing is I don't want to say I hate the winter. I hate driving in the winter because everybody around here like forgets how to drive. So, but yeah, I'm kind of ready to deal with that hassle instead of 100 and what was it the other day? It was yesterday. It was 106, 105, something like that. It's like, Jesus.
Yeah.
It's too hot.
What's up, Nate? I see you out there. Nate chatting. Yeah. Mr. Parker. Mr. Parker was the first one in. Mm-hmm. How you doing? Lurking. The lovely Barbie. How you doing, Jess? Glad to see you. Jimmy James. How you doing? Stu. How you doing? Yeah.
Stop yelling at Stu.
What's up, Stu? How y'all doing? We're glad that you are here.
Hell yeah. Might talk about a little bit later. Got some kind of updates on the medical stuff. We're just kind of all the waiting and everything. And kind of funny factor, if you're not in Discord, I went back to work after our vacation, and 2 hours in, decided to try to take my thumb off.
Yeah, I think I got blamed for that shit. What is up with that?
Because it is
for that.
It's the prettiest blue stitching I've ever seen.
No, I did notice that. Like, I know that this was Spring's idea. What did I do? I didn't do it. That was too funny. Yeah, I give you kudos. That was brilliant.
Yeah. But yeah, other than that, I feel lazy and kind of fat because it's like I was talking to the Darkstar rep guys today, and they're all like, "Well, man, just sit back and chill." I was like, "Dude, I can't even technically game. That's your movement thumb, you know." And they're like, just sit back, chill, relax. I'm like, no, I've been doing that for a little over a week now. I'm feeling fat. I need to get up. I need to work. And that's essentially, I think, what happened is I was just moving way too fast. First day back at work, it was hot. And there, it's weird. When you work more, you tend to, of course, get hotter and sweatier and tired and all that. But for me, it's like when I get there, if I just try to take it easy, it almost feels hotter. It's weird. So I think I was just like speeding along, and that's what happened. I'm sitting there grinding on a big piece of stainless because a couple of them had bowed up when they were cutting on the laser, so it leaves a little bit of an edge. So I was sitting there just kind of going to town, and all of a sudden it was wham, right? And it like shook and just right into the side of the sander, the belt sander, just drove it right, thumb right in there, and I'm like, oh, that sucks. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to clean down and whatever, throw some tape on it or whatever. But then I saw how deep it was, so I was like, I want to use one of those weird fingertip bandages, and they're awkward anyway, and I've never put one on. So I went up to my boss. I was like, hey, can you help me put this on? And he's like, oh, did you get it yourself? And I'm like, yeah. And he's sitting there, he's looking at it, and I guess he went to just barely press to get the Band-Aid on there, and he goes, dude, that's like an inch or so deep. And I'm like, cool. And he's like, no, I think you need to go in because, and I'm like, but I went in finally, but when I got in there, I told the lady what was going on and everything after sitting in the hospital forever. They take forever. And I was like, so, I mean, was this kind of warranted? Because I'm like, I don't go to doctor or hospitals. I was just going to like put some glue in it or whatever. She goes, no, I could see meat. No, it was needed for you to come in. If you need even one stitch, you should come in. You're going to need 2 to 5. And I'm like, okay, I guess I'm not that much of a pansy. All right, let's do this.
I did the same. I've got a scar actually on this finger.
Hey!
I believe it or not, because I had gotten a fresh blade and I was doing a test on a part and it slipped and nailed right there. And I'm just as damn stubborn as you are. I went to the bathroom. I could literally see a piece of cartilage when I was washing it off. And so the safety guy, he's like, you could use a couple of stitches. What do you want to do? I said, I want you to put a damn Band-Aid on it, put some Neosporin, let me go back to work. He said, all right then. So I wrapped it up, put some Neosporin, all that. You can still, it's kind of weird, but I've survived. Yeah. Okay.
See, and I think that was kind of our reasoning for it, is just because it's, I mean, I've told you, I don't know how many times, how dirty it is where we work. So unless we could close it somehow, it was just going to continue to get filled with the shit in the air. And it's like, that's going to lead to infection, all this kind of stuff. So I was just like, man, let's get glue. Let's get super glue. We didn't have anything that would keep it closed for more than like 2 minutes. The first time I went to reach something, every time, popped right open. And I'm like, this is a pain in the ass.
What's up, CM? I see you out there. Tweet. What's up, Tweet?
Have you seen my stapler? I got a red stapler. I'm gonna burn down this building. I'm gonna burn it down.
Tweak, I got in the Zoom room the other day, and Tweak was in there, and he's like, "Can I just tell you something?" And I said, "Well, yeah."
Yeah.
He's like, "You need a haircut," and I said, "Brother, you have no idea how bad I need a haircut right now." I said, "You have no idea. It's been 3 to 4 weeks. I need one bad. It's killing me." Yeah. So when somebody else calls me out on it, but I got so tickled. I got so tickled at him. I was like, "Yeah, you have no idea."
That's
and then
hilarious.
He's like, "If you lived closer, I'd do it for you." I said, "I sure would let you too." One bit.
Got to swap out batteries before the show. Oopsies.
Uh-oh. What, do you want to do a buffet?
We can do a buffet. Yeah. Let me get this tidied up here, and then there we go. We'll put those on the charger later. So I just got a couple things tonight. First off, I got that Abyss AIO, and I finally changed the damn switch on there. The switch and the tip, and I even have a tank that's all red. Came from Michael, I never remember his name. Guy here in the U.S. that is doing some Abyss accessories. But what's in there, a little gift from Jimmy James, that is a XO V2 bridge. It's of course the SXK, the clone one, but nevertheless, thank him so much for that, because it's rocking. It's actually, in my opinion, it's a little bit better for a direct lung than even the Ether bridge, which is kind of weird. But of course, I got some cherry bombed from Shy Tots in there, and I never show this, even though I use this 6 days out of the week. So I was like, screw it, I'm going to show it because I'm going to use it. But that's my Hadron, and it's the Asgard 30 on there, and I'm running some of the apricot custard by E&B. Been running this exact setup for, God, I want to say at least 3, maybe 4 weeks, but I usually have it with my work bag stuff, and I never have it on screen. So, but this thing I use constantly. Dual 21700. Yeah, it's kind of a heat chip. I don't care about all that, but other than that, it's a whole crap load of juice capacity. So, and then something a little different tonight, as in at least the liquid in there, but of course another Asgard, but the mini and the topside dual, thanks to Spring, because I destroy topside duals apparently. And what I'm running there is Vanilla Custard Cream by Darkstar. They actually just released this as a permanent new flavor, because it was out a couple months ago, but you know, me and custards, I like to steep them for a really, really long time. It's doing pretty well. I think it still needs even a couple more weeks to steep, so that's why that's so off. If you see that and be like, well, they just released that as a permanent flavor. That's been forever. And custards, I let them sit forever. So, but it's all right. But like I said, definitely need a little more steep because I'm not getting the creaminess that everybody else is getting out of it. But That's what I got. What you got?
Mine's short and sweet and simple. I have the Caliburn OG. It's charging at the moment. In that I have my Sabore dell'Incanto Guava Flaky Pastry, MTL. And then I have the Jackaroo Dual with the M25 QP designs with them custom Jimmy Jane panels. In that, I have my Butterfingered Flavors RX. And then I have the OBS engine sub-ohm tank on top of the Jackaroo with some more custom Jimmy Jane panels. These glow in the dark, actually.
Nice.
With that, I have Dark Star's Raspberry Lemonade. As you can see, I'm not putting it down.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it. Short and sweet and to the point.
There you go.
You know, I'm stuck on that Blackberry. I really am. Like, I come in from work and I like this little sub-ohm tank. I'm not gonna lie. So far, it's nice. I like the way it feels, the way you fill it up. The drip tip is kind of reminds me of a mini heavy tip. So I like it. The airflow is real easy to fix. It's top airflow, so I don't have to worry about leaking, which you all know how I feel about that. Yeah, I mean, this is how it feels. You pull that up. There's the feel.
Oh, that's neat.
Then you push that down. Yeah.
Oh, that's neat. See, I've always wondered about the little OBS like engine MTL or whatever. I've always heard good things about it, but not a lot of people had it. So
the only problem, somebody sent this to me, because I guess they thought that I deserved it. I don't know. But I'm very, very thankful that they sent it to me, because I've never tried any OBS engine. I've never tried the RTAs or anything. I've always heard good things about them.
Yeah.
And I instantly was like, "Thank you very much." And they were like, "Don't thank me too. Don't thank me too quick. Good luck on finding coils."
Oh,
So
no.
it come with two, you know, and I'm on the first one, obviously, and I put Dark Star in there for a reason. Because I've had Dark Star in my RTAs and the coils not get gunked up as easy, and you know, I mean, just being realistic, US juices are too sweet for it. And I figured sub-ohm, they'll eat it up, you know. So I figured I'd put something in there. It was either Dark Star or Shot Shots, and I'm on that Blackberry Lemonade, so but the flavor on it, and I know what that flavor tastes like and what it's supposed to in my M25 and my intakes. So I was like, let's see. And here we go, and it's on point. So, which
That's
is
badass.
a lot. But I'm not a sub-ohm user anymore. I like the PNP tank, you know, if I'm out and about. But
Yeah.
I'll come home and I'll grab this thing, and that's what's gonna suck if I can't find pulls for it.
Yeah. Jimmy, glad you're liking that EXO bridge. It's pretty decent. Yeah, I mean, I have the Flow V2, which is an original, but I think it's definitely more for mouth to lung or very, very small coil. I got it more of a direct lung in there. It just didn't do too well. I got a really killer deal on that because I got it from Sir Vape in South Africa, and they were selling it for basically like $60, and those things here in the US are like 120, 110, something like that. And then I got the Ether, and the Ether, of course, in my opinion, was way better direct lung again than the Flow V2. And then, so you sent me the EXO, and I mean, first juice right out the bat just blew, for the build at least, blew away the Ether for me. But it's also because in this I have a little 2.5 millimeter Alien, which you could put in the Ether, but in my opinion, Ether runs better on stuff like, you know, dual fuse Claptons and stuff like that a little bit better. So I think that's where the flavor difference is I can put more of a complex coil in the EXO. So thank you very, very much, Jimmy. And I know you're going to be like, it's a clone, don't worry about it. But you know what? Hey, it's better than what I had. So thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, I mean, Parker, me either. I mean, I like I said, I use a PMP from time to time, but dude, this one, it's not bad. It's actually a pretty good sub-ohm thing.
Yeah. Seemed like Parker, same thing. I can't remember the last time I used a sub-ohm, just because either it takes forever to break in, and by the time I've let it set and kind of vape on it several times, then I usually get into, even with P&P coils, like on the Drag X, then it starts leaking, and then I'm like, oh, this is a pain in the ass, or, it's just, it doesn't have enough flavor for me, but that's also why sub-ohms, Mike said it real well in a live, I don't know, several months ago. If you're trying to run like a dessert or a custard or something like that, usually in a sub-ohm, they're not going to get hot enough for that. So, and that's kind of usually my go-tos. I do have a couple fruits, so that's why I usually don't do a lot of sub-ohm. So,
well, about the only sub-ohm that I would even think about, and I know it's crazy because you're gonna buy coils every 3 days. But if you wanted to run it hot enough, would be the Valerian, the UL Valerian, because you can run that at high wattage, or one of the smart TF Pumping Million, the new ones that you can run.
Or the King. Remember, we like the Falcon King.
Yeah, Falcon.
Yeah.
That would probably be the only sub-ohms that I would run at a high heat for custards or whatever. But like you said, you're going to go through a coil every 3 days, probably.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the only thing that sucks.
Get RTA and run those.
Yeah, it is. That was one thing I noticed, too. I kind of sat down at one point in my time on vacation and kind of saw some of the stuff I haven't reviewed yet. It's like I got some time, so on and so forth. And I got to looking at my coils and supplies and stuff, and I was like, oh shit, I don't have a lot of coils. So I kind of made the conscious effort because usually anytime I take time off, if I don't do stuff for the channel, I get super pissed off at myself and have a horrible vacation or whatever. But this time I'm like, you know what, I'm going to spend time with family, especially because of the medical issues. Don't know essentially all what's going on with there, but it was like, no, I got a good excuse. I don't really have a lot of coils to be kind of screwing around with. So if I don't like the product, yeah, I could rip them out and put it in something else, but that just annoys me. So,
yeah.
So sub-ohm coils, yeah, that would be another kicker. It'd be like, man, I got to buy another pack of sub-ohm coils? Damn.
Yeah. Parker, I loved my Falcon. I loved it. I did pass it on to someone else. Trying to think who. But I had no complaints out of the Falcon. I had just gotten the intake dual, I'd gotten into RTAs and I never used it. So it was like, hey, sharing is caring. Here you go.
Oh, yeah.
Enjoy, because they use sub-ohm things. So
Nate said he chucked a stainless steel staggered fuse in my ether bridge. I will say one of the best handmade coils that I had for MTL ever, hands down, was actually from Saddle Horse Blues. He makes a staggered fuse clapped in for MTLs, really small bastards. Those things are amazing. So yeah, if you have the option to grab staggered fuse claptons, oh yeah, those things they can produce a hell of flavor. I have the OG and the King. Nice. Oh yeah, Parker. Yeah, because we both, Spring and I kind of ranted on that King, because I think I got it like a week before you did, and I'm like, whoa, I could actually keep using this. And she's like, all right, and she got it, and she's like, holy shit, you weren't kidding.
Yeah, I mean, and everybody was telling me to use it was the mesh, what was it?
Oh god, that's a bad thing. They had so many wood pulp, bamboo pulp, stripper underwear.
Every time I'd say something about the Falcon King, they would say something about it. Every time.
Yeah.
And I can't remember which one. I can't remember, but I know it was mesh. It was something mesh.
Yeah, because I think they had like 3 or 4 different ones that were mesh, but like one had a wood pulp to it. The other one I think had I don't know, like a bamboo or something like that. And I was goofing. I was like, stripper underwear material, whatever. But they had all these different types of materials. But yeah, there was one, and I'm pretty sure it was the wood pulp one. But yeah, it was the same one we kind of ranted about. It was like it took like 10, maybe 10 puffs on it, and you just had pure flavor just every time.
Which I did score something this week. Well, it came in this week. I'm still waiting on one, the one that I'm not telling you about. I'm still waiting on it, but I did get this one. I actually scored it, and I've been looking for one of these for a long time. And it was the Vapor Shark 200.
Oh, yeah.
I ended up getting it, and it was sitting in the back of a shop. Never been used, you know.
Wow.
But it had been sitting there so long that the lipo was bad in it because it sat there so long. So I've got to get a 3S lipo, which I've got 2 people on the hunt for one to go in it, but I couldn't pass up the deal because, I mean, if you look at these online, they still a pretty penny to this day, and that's a retro. That's retro to me right there, because that was the happening thing when I started vaping.
Yeah.
If you could get you a Vapor Shark, you were the shit. You know,
early lipo.
Yeah. I'm excited about that. All I gotta do is get the lipo and it'll be on. And I think the intake mouth to lung is gonna look good on it.
Oh yeah. And that's the nice thing is I was looking at lipo replacements when we first got our boxers from one of you out there. Lipos are really not that expensive. They're actually fairly cheap.
It's just the dimensions of this one. It's a 3S, and it's the dimensions. But I got 2 people that I trust.
Yeah.
That I know that they know, because I don't know shit about. I mean, I do know about batteries, but I don't know about batteries. That. You know, I don't want to just go and buy a 3S lipo and throw it in the Vapor Shark, and you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, no, we could sit and talk about batteries all day long, but lipos, that's a completely different ballpark.
Yeah, so I'm gonna let the pros, I guess you could say, that know more than I do. Hey, this is what I need. Let me know what I need to do. So,
hell yeah, that's awesome.
But I'm excited about that. That's one I'm excited about.
That's actually something that, because I haven't been looking at vape gear or anything really, there's a couple of things that I know that will be in the works eventually that I'm kind of like kind of anxious for, but not, I mean, but not. But just every once in a while you'll mention that squeezer, and then when we talk about it, that it can take a 21700, that's the only one that stays like in the top of mind. It's like, one of these days I need to look for it. So, but there's of course the squeezer, then there's of course an M25. I haven't got a hold of one of those yet, and can't say it publicly, but Bogan is working on something that he's been working on for a while, and I'm really intrigued once it ever comes down. But that's really, I hate to say it, but that's really about it. Oh no, I take that back. Somebody was posting about it. It's got a horrible name. It's Lost Vape. It's their new DNA 100, so single cell 21700, but it's like waterproof. It's a little more. It's more resistant, kind of like Geek Vape and stuff. Damn, I can't remember it. It's got a horrible name, but that was intriguing because it's a DNA 100. I don't have a DNA 100. Single cell 21700 almost looks like the Drag X in its shape and design, and but that's really about it. I mean, usually I'm like, oh, I could tell you about 15 things I want to buy, and it's like, no. It's about 4, and one, I don't even know when or if it's ever going to get released. So,
right, I've got that one coming, and I mean, I've been purging, so to speak.
Yeah.
Been looking at different things. Now, my squeezer, I love that one. That by far, I mean, is one of my favorite squats. That's in all honesty. It just fits good in my hand. Simple.
And that's the bad thing is we talked about it, is I got lots of stuff to unload. I mean, I got stuff that probably has dust on it. The problem is when I start to go gather it up and this and that, I'm like, huh, okay, well, let's put this on there. And I'm like, oh, I remember, I do like that. And it's like, you haven't touched a thing in like 4 months, and now you're like, oh, look how cool. So I got to get over that, because I mean, I have tons of stuff. And then the problem is you also get some in your head. It's like, man, there is no way in hell am I going to get any kind of like return compared to what I've spent. It's like, ugh. Yeah.
I knew that from the get go.
Yeah.
You know, that wasn't that wasn't gonna happen. But I mean, there's just things that I don't use. You know, if you're in Discord, you've seen some of them that have went up. There's going to be more that goes up. But I mean, it's just, if you don't use them, why collect dust?
Yeah. Oh, that's what. Oh, there it is. No, Jimmy said, yeah, the scrotum. I thought he was talking about something else. It's. He's right. That's what everybody's calling it. It's But yeah, it's the. Oh, they're not pulling it up. Come on. Damn it. But it is. It's called the. It's called the scutum. Scutum? Why would you do this? It's funny. Jimmy knew what I was talking about. He's like, ah, scrotum. Let's see. And there's of course not going to be anybody that has any good pictures of it. Yes. That's the grass.
Lord have mercy. So I've asked people, like friends or whatever, to give me songs to do, you know, something that they want to see me do. And a buddy of mine told me one, and I did it on TikTok. Some funny shit. I just had an idea and ran with it. And apparently people are liking it. So, you know, I don't know. It's kind of funny.
This isn't the best pictures of it, but I think that's supposed to be a press release picture. But yeah, it shows it's the DNA 100. It's the waterproof, the new D1 100C chip, all that kind of stuff. But they have one that's I think it's like gunmetal and then like red leather on the back. I was like, oh yeah. But to have a what's that?
Stu said confusing Aussie slang.
But to actually have a more of a rugged DNA, that's badass. Because almost none of my DNAs will I ever take to work ever. It's like no.
You know it, Parker. Good stuff. Yeah, Parker and Jimmy James saying it. Jimmy James was just like, what? He did the little smiley face going, you know, like, what did you just do? Yeah, I'm coming out of my comfort zone a little bit on TikTok, I'll say. So.
Yeah, but it was a natural progression. You were on it to begin with. I mean, doing some stuff that I don't think you would have before. So, but you're having fun. That's a great thing. You're having fun with it.
I am. Let's see. I did a live last Sunday. I think it was Sunday. I got pissed off, so I went live on TikTok. I did. Bullying. I can't stand a bully. Yeah. I can't stand a bully. And to be honest, I don't know why this lady crossed my path on TikTok, other than maybe me to say something, you know. But people were just bullying her, and it just broke my heart. Like, it literally broke me in two to see the pain that she was in. So I went live because I was just fuming. So I went and I grabbed some canvases, went outside, did some marble art. And while I was doing that, I went live, and Kira joined my live on TikTok, and we were talking, you know, just about people bullying people with autism, just people bullying period. And it was just one of those, I had to get it out. I mean, it was totally consuming me at that point in time. Just damn keyboard warriors, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And it's one thing to be a keyboard warrior and, just be an asshole. But when you push it to the limit of telling people to self-harm themselves, enough's enough. That's where I draw the line. Suicide is a big thing in this country, in this world, for that matter, and it's nothing to joke about.
No.
So I had to say something. I mean, it was in me to say something. I had a niece. I got a niece that's autistic, and she's 3, and I dare somebody to ever say anything like that to her, it won't be good. But I don't know. I just felt the need to say something, so I went live and I did a couple of marble paintings. One that I sprayed, before the show because it's got to go out in the morning.
Yeah.
So, and it's my release. Sit there and do some artwork, and it's my release.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and that's the thing. I mean, like, Stu just said, I hate bullies as well. Is unless you are a bully, you pretty much were gonna hate them. I mean, that's all there is to it. But that's, I don't want to say it's different, but when it comes to bullying in general, it's bullshit. It needs to stop. You're either an adult and need to grow up, or you're a kid that just needs possibly your butt whooped hard. But when it comes to bullying, and then bullying somebody with like special needs or a mental disorder, there is just a special place in hell for you. That's all there is to it. And not an ass whipping is going to take care of it. Being an adult and growing up is not going to take care of it. You are just a scummy person. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. It. I've seen some of the comments, and it just, it makes me sick to my stomach that there are actually people in this world that don't give a two shits about nobody. And it just, it's like, how, as a human being, you have to be narcissistic or you have to be sociopath to say some of those things. Yeah. That's in all honesty my opinion.
People are a-holes. Yep. Yeah, and that's the thing, is those are the kind of people with that nothing, they don't have anything like that in their life, and never have, probably never will, whatever. But those are also the people, it's like, I hate to say this, but I wish you would get somebody into, like, close to you or your family or somebody that is, on a spectrum or has some kind of mental illness or whatever, and then you deal with it, try and help them out and all that, and then this is what's horrible about it, but it's kind of the way my brain works sometimes, and then have the same shit happen to you where people are making comments that way, and then let's see how you deal with it. See if it's funny then when you're on the receiving end. It's like, that's, I noticed that at work. We talk about it at work all the time, and you just see it out and about whenever you go out. The biggest problem, I think, with most of the population on Earth right now is nobody thinks about, they're kind of all after themselves. It's not happening to them so they can make fun of it, or it didn't happen to them so they can talk shit about it. All this kind of stuff. Nobody ever really thinks about who it could affect and why it could affect them, and any of the consequences of what they did to that person. That's, giving a shit about someone is like the biggest part right now that nobody, I wouldn't say nobody, most people don't do. And even if you took 20% of those people and changed their minds so they actually thought about other people other than themselves, it would be even just 10%. It'd be a tremendously better world we live in. And that's what's sad. It just takes that little effort right there to just don't be a dick. I
think what got me even more, because the initial video I seen was just somebody random, like me or you, that doesn't even know the person that said some things like that. But I think what got me really was, apparently her mother is an alcoholic, and she's a bully. How I don't have children. You all know this. My wife has 2 boys, and I love them dearly. There's nothing I wouldn't do for them. And I have nephews and a niece. But how can a parent suggest their child to do something like that. I mean,
Yeah.
drunk or not, how can a parent suggest their child to do that? I will never understand that.
Freaking see him. I mean, filthy, stinking wrench.
You were fantastic. Yeah, basic human decency did go out the window. Life isn't precious to people anymore.
Oh, no.
I mean, it's not. It's not precious to anybody anymore. And I don't know. When I found out that the parent, the own mother did that too, it was just like, come on. I mean, how can how can a parent do that? I don't know. But
well, it's like we were driving. We were driving back home the other day. I can't remember what we were doing. I think we were like grabbing lunch, and we went out and got lunch, and we're coming back home, and there is this kid that's like 8, I don't know, maybe 8 years old, hanging out the window of this person's car. And we're talking like, he's a really thin kid, and they had the window like halfway up or whatever, but he was, I would say, close to his belly button, like hanging out the window. And he's just kind of being goofy, looking at people, waving, and just kind of doing this with the wind and stuff. And it's like, Barbie's like, what the hell kind of parent lets their kid do that? And I was like, here's the deal. There are times, and anybody as a parent, you're going to have that time, whether it's one time or one time a week. I do it pretty often, when you kind of look in and go, wow, am I even doing good as a parent? Am I actually raising my kid or kids right? You always have that self-doubt. But then immediately I saw that, and I'm like, nope, we are amazing parents, because our kid wouldn't even think about doing shit like that. And if he did, he would get maybe to his chest and get his ass pulled back into the car. So, there's a lot of shitty parents out there, I'm just saying.
Exactly. I mean, it's just, yeah, I don't know. I question. I do. I'm like, what? Yeah. Some people, I mean, and I've said some people shouldn't have kids.
Yeah.
They should not be able to reproduce. They shouldn't.
I've said that a lot, and I usually get a lot of shit for it when I do say it. But I've been saying that. Well, me and my little brother used to say it years ago, and I still say it every once in a while. I was like, you need to have. They should institute like an IQ test in order to procreate, or at least not procreate, but at least have, yeah, that's right, procreate to even have, just because it's like when you put dumb and dumb together,
yeah,
it's not usually good.
Don't get me wrong. I know I have no rights whatsoever to tell somebody whether or not they should. But when you look at somebody and just by the way they talk or just their demeanor, that they try to put on their breeches 2 legs at the same time. I mean, they try, and it's just like, yeah, okay, no.
The only thing worse than that, I think, is when you hear the parents openly bitch about their kids. And not to be judgmental and say, well, you're not doing it right, I would never do that to another parent. But just some of the stuff they just say, it's like, oh, man. I'm not saying you're not suited out to be a parent, but, you're going to have to work hard to make sure your kids don't go immediately into jail when they turn 18. But then when you hear that couple going to town about this or that, and then they start talking about having more kids because of a tax break or this or that, and I'm like, what? Wait, what? Why? You can't afford them, you can't control them, and you want more?
Yep.
What? Oh, God. Shoot me.
I have actually heard these statements. I'm not going to mention any names. But somebody said, I don't know if it's true. I ain't looked it up. It ain't nothing to me. Whatever do you think? But I've heard the statement that if you have over so many children in the state of Georgia, that you don't have to pay child support. And the comment has been made by a male. They were like, why are you having all these children if you can't provide for them? Don't you know, there's child support. They can get you for child support, blah, blah, blah. No, they can't. No, they can't. I'm going to have this many so that I don't have to pay child support. I'm like, you're an idiot. You're not going to have anything to do with your children, but you're going to just make babies. Okay.
Yeah. If your job description is baby maker,
I don't.
it's like a puppy mill.
Exactly, Stu.
Yeah, yeah.
My point. They are not a tax break or pawns, but sadly, people feel that way.
Yeah.
Sadly, they do.
But I mean, the only thing that we could do is try to, if we know people like that, just try to help them out as much as possible, so that hopefully their kids don't turn into blights in society.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Teach the children, I mean, by example. Lead by example.
Yeah. Well,
because I mean, you as children, you don't have to be just like your parents.
Yeah.
You can choose to be.
And that actually is really, really true. That's actually a really great point too, because not going into detail, but some of you, of course, in the chat, and I know Spring knows the way I was raised. There was only one time I was basically raised in a very physically violent environment. And there was only one time that I can remember that I got so upset at my kid that I probably would have actually hit him, not butt slap, but actually hit. And Barbie stomped me. But it was literally one time, and the kid's 15 years old. So if I were to go down the same track of, people that raised me, when I was 15, I finally knocked one of them out and broke their arm and left. And, well, my kid won't go away. So,
yeah, and that's the thing. You don't have to. That's what I've said. You don't have to be this way. Like people say, oh, well, this is what happened to me, and blah blah blah, and this is why I'm. No, there's always a choice. Everybody has a choice. Now it's which way you go. Do you decide to follow that path and just keep the family tradition on? Or do you go, you know what, I'm breaking this shit right here. We're fixing to be some new so-and-sos, It ain't happening today. I mean, that's the way it is. Everybody has a choice. You have a choice. So.
Well, yeah. And, I feel for you on that, Stu. And like I said, anger is never the answer. The only problem is with that is we could sit there and say that all day long, but it's kind of like also when you talk to battered women. Most of the time, it's like, I don't know the statistics, but I think it's over 80% of the time, if you have a woman that is used to a physically abusive relationship, their next relationship and the one after, it's going to be the same thing. It's about basically breaking that cycle, because I will totally agree with you that anger is never going to answer on a child, but like I said, that one time, that's just what was ingrained in my head, and luckily Barbie was there, because it's weird. I have this kind of weird dynamic. So I have that quick to anger, and at that point in my head, it's like it's okay to beat a child because you were beat, it's cool. But she stepped in there, and I lost my mother when I was 18 months old to a violent act. I was never brought up that way. It was just always in my head that you don't hit a woman, period. You don't do it out of anger. Goofing off, whatever, just goofing off, but never actually hit a woman. I won't ever do that. And to prove a point, when that got brought up when I was in junior high, I actually had a girl really upset at me, and she started slapping me and hitting me and kicking me. And everybody's like, why don't you defend yourself? I ended up actually getting into a fetal position and let her kick me in the stomach and in the back and everything until she finally walked away. So that's kind of what happened there is, I think, even though we say, hey, violence isn't the answer, we want to break that cycle. It's just in there in that moment. She, stepped in, and that kind of kicked my other half of the brain because I was that upset. It was like, normally if that was a guy, I would have been like, I'm going to hit that person to get at him. But that's what kind of broke it. So there was kind of a cool dynamic. But it is really hard to break that cycle in your brain because it's literally ingrained. You have to have really good self-control or forethought, which I don't, to be able to do the whole, like, Spring has said, just go, no, that breaks. Some people don't have those. So, but once you break out of that cycle, it's good. But you got, like, Spring said, you got to break the cycle. You got to choose to take a left turn instead of that normal right turn.
Well, I mean, it's like you say, you won't hit a woman. Well, in my instance, I'm in a woman-woman relationship, right? So it comes to the point in my situation is, do you respect that person enough? To not get to that point. And absolutely, I would never lay my hands on Tash. I would leave, or she would, we'd go to different spots. That's gross. We would go to two different, we would get away from each other before that happened. I wouldn't lay my hands on her, by no means. I would walk away. Just because I do have enough respect for her not to do that. I mean, and plus she'd probably beat my ass. I mean, so, you just, I don't know, there comes, when you get old enough, it's just like, is it worth it? Is it worth it?
I was going to say, you get into what I call the conservation of energy thought process. Do I want to expend the energy to whoop your ass? Nah.
I mean, now in my younger days, no, I would never hit her. But not anybody I'm in a relationship with. I mean, now somebody pissed me off, then okay, and you want to throw hands, then there we go. But I prefer to walk. Okay, you walk your way, I'll walk my way, we're done.
That's just an age thing.
Yeah, I'm also one of them people I'm not gonna back down either.
Yeah.
You're not gonna make me look like a little bitch, I guess you could say.
See, luckily, I think I've hit the age and body crumbling factor that even that, like, normally, I've told people forever, I'm only 5'10" on a good day, but I don't care if you're 6'6". I'll climb up your back and beat you like a monkey.
Give me
Any
a
more now? I'm like, no. I'm just not in the mood. I'm just tired, man. So yeah.
And see, eventually we'll get to the age to where Pop is. Pop's 83. Yeah. He's like, I'm too old to fight you. I'll just shoot you.
Yeah. The bad thing is, Pops is 83. I'm only 43. He's got 40 years on me, and I'm probably about 3 years max away from that. Like, I don't care how pissed off I am. I'm gonna sit here, groan about my body. But if I have something that can reach out and touch you, you might want to run.
Right. Just because I sit here don't mean I can't throw something at you.
Exactly. I'll throw shit at you.
Exactly.
Dude, see, the thing is, Parker, I'm going to pre-warn you on that. Because mine's 15. And he's done it several times, and he knows when he does that. My switch goes from kind of unreasonable, kind of douchey Viking to, I'm going to beat you, to the white meat shows. And he still does it. Luckily, again, Barbie usually steps in on that point, but it's just like, oh, I hate it. Like, you, Parker, I'll tell you right now, you will, the first time that he does it, you will probably lose your shit. Because I don't know what it is. It's like the worst poke ever when your kid goes, what? And you're just like,
oh, yeah.
oh!
See, my pop is 83 years old, and if I looked at him in a serious mode, I'm 45, and he would whoop my ass. It wouldn't make twice about it. You're not going to blow up on him like that,
Well, yeah, it's...
That goes back to the respect thing.
Yeah.
Respect.
Well, I think his problem is, my kid problem is he, he's ADHD as well as I am, and the problem is his brain does the same thing. He gets to a certain point of upset that No, you're almost no longer in control of what you're saying or doing. You're just spouting shit. You're pissed, and you're gonna say and do shit that once you come back and think of it, it's like whoa. And so that the couple times that he's done that, it's literally like we're both at that point, and it's like this is not a good situation. We don't actually hate each other, but right now our brains are like, fucking kill, go get meat, and bang woman overhead, and we just get like all primitive brain, and it's like this person's right here trying to take my life, even though we're not doing that. But it's so stupid. But yeah, it's basically we're so, like Barbie will say, we're so alike that's why we have that issue. We're the same person with the same triggers, so
which makes sense.
Weird flex.
I watched my great-grand flip my uncle over shoulder. Hey, Parker,
nice.
My great-great-grandmother, my pop has told me this story. He thought that he was going to be a little smart-ass one time, and she took a damn broom handle and right in the top of his head.
Hell yeah.
She was like 4'11".
Dude, you got to be careful with the short women.
I'm telling you, them little women, they'll mess you up.
Yeah.
They'll mess you up in a heartbeat. And she lived to be like 107, I think.
Holy crud.
Yeah, like she wasn't afraid to grab a broom handle, grab a mop handle. She wasn't afraid to. She'd smack you in it.
That was like my ex-wife. Her grandfather, I think it was grandfather. No, because that was her grandfather. It was her great-grandfather. Yeah, her great-grandfather. That man lived to 104. He push-mowed his lawn until finally at 100 years old, his family all ganged up on him and said, here, use this. But he was hilarious. Every year they called it the hearing aid time or whatever. For like 20 years, I guess, they were trying to get him a hearing aid because you had to scream at the man for him to understand anything you said. And it was funny, I guess, every year, and I got to see his last year of them attempting the hearing aid. It's funny, they're like, here, you got to try this. And they're like, I don't need a goddamn hearing aid. You're just not speaking loud enough, and da-da-da-da-da. I'll put the damn thing in. He puts it in, he goes, you happy? And everybody just goes to a normal voice saying, yeah, can you hear us now? And he goes, well, of course I am, because you're now yelling at me. And it's like, and he would chuck the thing. But sadly, when he hit 105, the only reason that old man went is, and to tell you how stubborn he was, is he took his own life. But he left like a 3-page like book of how to take care of everything and why he did it and all this and all that. He went to the extent that he put out plastic and he picked out a certain gun. It was like a long rifle 22, and he actually wrote down in the book why he chose that. It's because it wouldn't make a mess. It's like, that is some hardcore shit right there. And he even put in there, the reason I'm doing it now, 105, good solid number, and I know probably soon you guys will probably put me in a home, and I'm not going to do that. And it's like, that is the toughest man I've ever even heard of. It's like, whoa, holy crap. But like I said, the last year I finally got to meet him, last year of his life, that whole hearing aid thing was hilarious. Now you're all talking loud enough so I can hear you. It's like, dude, it's because you got a hearing aid in, man.
I know I'm going to be an old bitchy woman. I know I am. There is no doubt in my mind I'm going to be an old bitchy woman.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. You just know.
We've, as birthday, Barbie and several friends of mine said, I'm going to be the dirty old man at the nursing home. The one that's usually like, grabbing a little bit too much, touching a little too much, and blaming it on like dementia or whatever. Be like, huh? What? I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I thought that was your hand.
Yeah.
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 It's gonna be. I'm gonna be the one throwing poop. I'm gonna throw poop.
Ew.
I'm gonna walk in the room and I'm gonna be like, "Hey, how you doing?"
That's a completely different Southern greeting than what you're used to.
Right. Exactly.
I love that big Rick headbutt you where you're not really where it hurts. Yeah.
Whew.
Yeah, chasing the nurses in your wheelchair. Yeah. Me and my little brother, we're just talking. When we hit that age, it's like we can't go to the same nursing home because we'll both get thrown out of that nursing home.
Well, it's like when you get a certain age, too, you don't care what you say.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, as I was saying, that brings up some. Have you got to watch Waiting yet? I think I've told you a couple times to watch that.
watching what?
Waiting?
No, I haven't. I am on Sons of Anarchy right now.
Okay, I'll give you a pass because that is an amazing show.
Let me tell you.
You gotta watch Waiting. Gotta take your 2-hour time block. Ryan Reynolds, come on.
Text it to me.
Okay.
I don't. You texted it to me. You gotta text it to me so I can lock
Probably
it in.
not. Well, because there's a funny part in there. Ryan Reynolds is waiting on an old man, and he's talking about how he has dementia. And he's like, oh, okay, well, how are you doing with that? And he goes, well, the good thing is I get to wake up and walk around town in my underwear and give little children the middle finger. And nobody blames me for being wrong. He's like, oh, well, what's the bad part about it? Sometimes I walk around in public in my underwear and give little children the middle finger. It's hilarious. And then Ryan Reynolds was all like, well, the good thing is you get to meet new people every day.
I didn't think that I would be interested in Sons of Anarchy. I didn't think that it would, that I would end up, it would be a show that I would like.
Yeah.
I didn't even know what it was about, to be honest with you. But a friend of mine at work was like, you gotta watch it. You've got to watch it. So we were talking, and we had finished, what series? I don't know. We finished some series or whatever. So I was like, well, let's try this out. And I've even got Tasha that like she'll put her phone down to
Nice.
watch it. So if she does that, it's got to be good. If she's gonna do away with the phone, it's got to be pretty good. So yeah.
Yeah, see, and cool thing is I like, of course, Jax. That's Hunnam, Charlie Hunnam.
Yeah, I like Jax. Tara's my favorite though right now.
Oh, yeah.
We're in season 4, so don't tell me nothing. That's where we're at. We're at season 4. So yeah, I like them too. I like Gemma. Gemma's a badass too, but she's a sketchy bitch. I don't know.
Katie Seagal.
Yeah.
She involves into one of those women that you just, even watching the show, you're just gonna be like, that's a badass woman right there.
And see, that's what I see. Like I'm at a part to where I'm like, okay, did she really do this? They haven't said or not. And but she's a badass bitch.
She gets more. She gets more so.
She didn't like Otera at first. She didn't like her at all. She wanted her ass out of the picture.
Yeah.
But then they grown to love each other. And now there's the truth is coming out about some stuff. So that's where I'm at. Opie is the shit. I agree, Parker. I like Opie. I about squalled that happened to his wife though. But now he's with his new wife. That's where I'm at.
Actually, I got a picture I should show you guys one of these days. I got it for a birthday gift, but it's a couple of the Sons of Anarchy actors. It's a signed picture that somebody got for me, one of my old bosses, for one of my birthdays when we got into it.
I don't like Tig though. I don't like him at all.
God damn, which one's that one?
That's the Clay's right hand man, pretty much. Is dirty work man.
Oh, God, see, it's been so long since I watched it. You said Tig?
Yeah, I think his name's Tig. He's the one that shot Donna, thinking it was Opie.
Okay. Oh, see, but that actor, I love that actor, Kim Coates. And that's actually one of the people in the picture is Kim Coates. Love the actor. But
he's a good actor, and he does a good job, but I don't like his role so far. But, I mean, at least he did come clean with Opie and told him, hey, it was supposed to be you.
Ron Perlman, what do you think of Ron Perlman's character, though?
Which one is that?
I can't think of the leader, the old man.
Clay? Oh, Hellboy?
No, it is Clay. That is Clay, yeah.
Clay? I think he's
Ron Perlman.
I think he's a prick. I think he's dirty. But it just ain't come out how dirty he is. But I think he's dirty. I think he's real dirty. But I think in that position, it seems to be you have to, eventually you got to cut throat so that you can be the top dog.
Yeah.
You know, and that's how I feel. But I think he's dirty. I think he's real dirty.
See, the funny thing is,
it just come out that Gemma, he was basically the VP of Jax's dad. You know, and then he become president, obviously. So
yeah. Well, see, now the funny thing is with Hunnam, when I got down to my lowest weight at work, and I didn't have the facial hair, there's a lot of people that said I look like Jax or I look like Hunnam when I'm really thin and shaven and just got a little bit going on. But it's also, I'm noticing it's also getting darker as it's getting more out, which is goofy because this really light stuff, when I'm doing just the little part, it really does look like Jax's facial features.
I like Jax. I can't believe he cut all his hair off though.
Oh, I know, right? I was like, what?
I was like, what the hell? Why did you cut all your hair off?
Well, you've seen Pacific Rim, right?
No.
Oh, you got to watch that. That's a good one. But he's the star in that one too, and he's got pretty short hair and almost no facial hair. But that's you get to see him do some like karate and stuff. But that's a good movie. I can't believe you haven't seen that one either. I'm gonna have to text a couple of these things to you.
I love Happy. Who's Happy? Which one's Happy?
Oh God, is that the bigger guy? I don't know. Like I said, it's been forever since I've seen it. I was upset that. Oh no! Happy's the. Yeah, that's this guy.
Okay, I don't know if I've gotten to him yet.
I don't know, because the other one that I liked is the kind of the bigger guy with the long curly hair, but I've seen him on so many different movies. I like him as an actor, but he's the shorter. He's the.
Bobby, ain't it? That's Bobby.
That's the.
By Bobby.
Yeah, I think he's the treasurer or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good actor too. I like him. I was
Somebody else played a bad guy, but I can't remember. It's the one
he's
with
a good
the
actor.
Yeah. The one with the face tattoos is what Parker said.
That's unhappy then.
See, that got me. Is he the one that oh, Bobby. Okay, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, Bobby, yeah. Yeah, dude, I love that actor.
I'll tell you, I like Juice. I think Juice is pretty cool.
Sure, I don't remember who that is.
Yeah. He's the little mohawk guy. He has the mohawk and the tattoos on his head.
Oh, yeah.
I like Juice.
Yeah.
The other guy that hangs with Juice, like Juice is like, hey, let's go. He's the one that if they say anything about killing somebody or whatever, he's like, hey, let's go. He's like, I'm on it. I'll do it. And he runs off. You know, he's all for it. He's like, I'll do the dirty work. Whatever.
Which show is this?
Really into it.
Sons of Anarchy. Big Rick, Sons of Anarchy. The thing that kind of annoyed me with that is when they were ending Sons of Anarchy, they were talking about how they were going to do a new show, and it was going to be basically his dad. So Papa Teller, it was going to be his story. I was all pumped up about that, but then they came up with Sons of Anarchy Mayans, which is that whole different club, which I don't know if you've seen yet, but yeah. So I never watched that one. So
you got the Mayans, the Niners, and then Sons, and you had the Irishman, which they did away. Jimmy, the one Irishman, I can't think of his name, but I'm to the point where he killed Jimmy, and then Opie finally got rid of the ATF.
Oh, okay.
That, I'm going to tell you, I don't call women that word, but that woman right there.
Yeah.
But we'll just say, see you next Tuesday. That one right there. You know, she got what she deserved. I'm just saying. She did. She was dirty.
Oh, so Parker says they are going to still do the first 9 show. Oh, okay. See, I thought that was coming out before they even thought about doing any of their spins, and then all of a sudden, like, a year later, Mayans came out, and I was pissed off and never even watched it. But,
I've heard this that pissed me off at the end.
Oh, yeah.
I have heard that, so...
Yeah, it will. I used to wear it all the damn time, but it got so worn out. I used to have the Reaper crew Jack's Teller hat, but I know Barbie said it a while ago. I actually got her friggin' addicted to Big Bang Theory finally. It's like, hell yeah. And I'm on the last season of that one. So it's like, that's sucks. That was funny.
I don't know. We're binging, you know, and I guess because this one's 7 seasons, then it's gonna take us a minute, and you know.
See, and that's what I liked about Big Bang Theory. I play it at work, so I can listen to it. Every once in a while, I'll catch an episode when Barbie's watching on the weekend, and it's like, oh, I missed all those facial features and all those little things, and it's like, so there is a disadvantage, but luckily, since it's just a sitcom, most of the spoken stuff I listen to, I catch it.
Bazinga.
Bazinga.
Bazinga. Yeah, I've watched some of Big Bang Theory. I've never went through the whole season, the whole series of it. But
it's good.
We are past the hour point, sir.
Yes, we are, and I really, really need a potty break.
So what you got to say to these fine folks?
I got to pee. No. So I want to thank each and every one of you that came out tonight. I know we've had some attendancing, but that's kind of YouTube, and I think the vape community and just the fact that we can all go outside now. So, definitely the people that normally come in here, see if they could pop in every once in a while. If not, tell them watch the replay. So, want to definitely thank all of you for all of your support, and even though I'm not getting really any content out, I want to thank you for sticking around. So I know that's a big thing. Is usually when reviewers stop bringing out content, their audience starts going away. But you guys are always still here, so I want to thank you very, very, very much. And of course, big shout out to Miss Jane at Shy Tots and Mike at Dark Star and Mr. Johnny at Overkill. I'm not using your mod; it's up there, but I'm kind of in a squonky mode. It's really weird. So, but yeah. So definitely, as usual, go on to Twitter and give some love to those Vape Advocate Generals, Grim Green, Bogan, Phil Demetrius, almost said Sam from Suck My Mod, Matt from Suck My Mod, so definitely go help them out. And of course, thank you for helping me also try to support or bring awareness to the ADHD awareness section. So definitely remember, it is an actual disorder. It is a real thing. And try to support those people, and anybody with mental health issues, definitely hit our Discord. We do have a sub-channel just for that. If you need somebody to vent to, or whatever, we're there for you as much as we can, even though Discord has been very quiet. But again, people are out and about. You can go out and do stuff. So, but definitely throw it on there. Somebody will see it, and somebody will probably definitely try to help lift your spirits or help you through a bad situation. So, but that is all I got tonight for a Squonk Happy Viking and a bitch. You said what about Sands of Anarchy? Spring. And we'll check you later. Spring.
So yes, you shout out to Shy Tots, Dark Star, E&D. Much love to each one of them. If you are outside the U.S., hit them up. Just saying. We love them. They love us. And huge shout out to TRV fam. We love you guys and gals. Thank you for coming and hanging out with us and talking about, you never know. You never know what this show's going to be. But we are here for you. I know the Discord, like Viking said, it has kind of jumped down a little bit, which I tried to jump in, tried to be in there a little bit more this week. I'm trying. I'm not going to lie. However, I fall short too. But much love to each and every one of you. If you need either one of us, you know how to get in touch with us. We will see it. And if we don't, then somebody in there is going to go, hey, we need y'all,
Exactly.
But remember, no bullying, be nice, be kind, smile, all day, every day, and hashtag don't be a Viking. Much love. Bye.